one of my favorite examples of a sustainability project that just sort of becomes a way of life and unites human activity with habitat is restorative ocean farming. And the reason I love it so much is because it is based on ecocentric equity, and it is a local project that has global impacts. So not only are we creating jobs and partnering with our ecosystem, but we're benefiting the whole world. Okay, so real quick, what is a restorative ocean farm? It's a vertical underwater garden, and the majority of the benefits are gained because they are all site-specific. The design, the location, the species, the business plans, they're all based on that unique ecosystem of that place and the people who live there. So in cold water, it looks like this. There's mussels and oysters and clams and seaweed, of course. And in tropical water, it can look like this. You've got sea cucumbers, seagrass beds, maybe some coral for the aquarium trade, oysters for pearls or meat. But essentially, these two examples show it is site-specific. It can look a little bit different everywhere. And both examples create ecological benefits, right? Because we are asking how the ecosystem wants to support us and how can we support it. The filter feeders are improving water quality. Seaweed is a huge carbon sink. Habitat is created for juvenile fish. And then you can have cross-ecosystem benefits, right? Seaweed can be used as fertilizer on land to restore carbon to the soil. And seaweed is a huge carbon sink. So this site is ecologically highly benefited, and the carbon sink is helping out globally, and the current is moving the good water quality around. It's just win-win-win. Economically, this provides income security for fishers because just in case anything happens to the fish, they now have diversified their income to these bivalves and seaweeds. On top of that, fish catches will increase because all of the little baby fish have this safe place to grow up and get nice and big and also reproduce. So not only can we create additional jobs at sea, but there's going to be a lot more jobs on land as well because we have to process all of these harvests. And then communities can even decide together, maybe we'll get some additional income from farm tours. People love to see where their food comes from, especially if it's super sustainable, and people love marine biology in the ocean, right? So one possibility is the farmers give the farm tours and it's extra income for them, or maybe they hire local high school kids who are engaged in science classes on the farms to also give farm tours, and the proceeds can go to other community projects which need to happen. There's a number of ways that these things could be set up. Now, the social benefits, I did just mention the opportunity for high school kids to engage in these farms. They could have a class every so often measuring water quality and the rate of growth of the bivalves and learning about the seaweed life cycle, checking on the biodiversity of the location, all of this amazing, enriching, hands-on experience for really any age group. And then the data they collect can benefit the farmers because it can inform them on what to do next year for an even better farm. So there's that. But then, of course, look at all of this food. Oh my goodness. All of this locally produced, highly nutritious food is going to benefit everyone in the community, especially children who are still growing and learning. There can be professional networks of, sea farm to land farm to table at restaurants. And of course, the fertilizer trade of some seaweed going to farmland. so many opportunities. Maybe there's some, sustainability food festival every summer. Who knows? Lots of things can happen. And it all is about what the community wants, right? And then, of course, most places in the world have some traditional seaweed harvesting and seaweed recipes from the Pacific Islands to the British Isles. And so we have this great cultural opportunity to get back in touch with our heritage if it's been lost, or to revitalize it if it's been struggling. And we can engage in these great recipes and harvesting practices and other fun cultural traditions. And yeah, I mean, there are so many ways that these farms can be set up to benefit the ecosystem and the people that live there. I just shared a few ideas. I'm sure everybody has more ideas. And this type of project, when it has all of these mutually beneficial relationships, like, it's self-sustaining. The farmers are making money, and there's no longer a need for outside funding or outside support, right? We're not going to spend all of our time constantly looking for grants and hoping we get this one to support a restoration project that is focused on one particular thing, right? In this ecocentric equity model, the restoration project is about the ecosystem and the town and the community and all of the relationships between them. And so it becomes just a life way for that town, a new way of life. And those are the kinds of projects that I'm really excited about working on and setting up.